Go to your closet right now. Find your most expensive piece of clothing. Maybe it's a designer silk shirt, a high-end wool sweater, or just a nice pair of trousers you bought for work. Look at the care tag. I am willing to bet money that it says 3 words, dry clean only. When you see that label, you probably think it means the fabric is delicate. You think it means the item is so luxurious, so special, and so high quality that water, the substance that covers 70% of our planet, will somehow destroy it. You are being lied to. That dry clean only label is rarely about protecting the clothes. It is about protecting the brand. It is a legal shield. It is a way for multi-billion-dollar fashion companies to wash their hands of responsibility the moment you walk out of the store. By slapping that label on a simple cotton shirt, they are shifting the risk entirely onto you. If you wash it and it shrinks 1 millimeter, oh well, you didn't follow the instructions. Not our problem. But the scam goes deeper than just a label. We are living in an era where luxury clothing is actually becoming harder to care for than cheap clothing. We are buying garments that are chemically unstable, poorly constructed, and designed to disintegrate if they touch water. You aren't just buying a shirt. You are buying a bill. You are signing up for a lifetime subscription of chemical cleaning fees that will cost you more than the item itself. This is the story of the dry clean only lie, and why your expensive clothes seem to be allergic to being clean. To understand why this is happening, we first have to understand what dry cleaning actually is, because most people have no idea. There is a common misconception that dry cleaning is some sort of magical, airy process where fairies gently dust your clothes, or that it's dry. It is not dry. Your clothes get wet. They are soaked in a machine that looks exactly like a giant washing machine. But instead of water and soap, they are soaked in a liquid chemical solvent. For decades, the standard chemical was perchloroethylene, or PERC. PERC is effective at removing grease. It is also a probable human carcinogen and a neurotoxin. It is so toxic that it is being banned in places like California and France. When you pick up your clothes and they have that distinct, sweet chemical smell, that is the smell of toxic waste off-gassing in your car. So why does the fashion industry force us to use this toxic bath for everything? The answer lies in the liability loophole. Let's say you are a fashion brand. You make a beautiful 100% cotton shirt. Cotton is a durable, natural fiber. It has been washed in water for thousands of years. Egyptian mummies were wrapped in linen that was washed in the Nile. But if you wash cotton in hot water and throw it in a dryer, it might shrink 3%. The color might fade slightly. The collar might get a little wrinkled. If a customer ruins their shirt in the wash, they get angry. They return it. They leave a bad review. Returns cost the brand money. So, the brand has a choice. Option A. They can pre-shrink the fabric at the factory, which costs money. They can use high-quality dyes that don't bleed, which costs money. And they can educate the customer on how to wash gently. Option B. They can sew a tag that says, dry clean only. If they choose option B, they are safe. If you wash it and it shrinks, sorry, tag says dry clean. If you dry clean it, great. The shirt stays pristine, and you pay the bill. They have outsourced the quality control to you. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, in the United States actually has a rule about this. It's called the Care Labeling Rule. It states that a brand must list at least one safe method of cleaning. They don't have to list all of them. They don't have to tell you that hand washing is safe. They just have to list one method that works. So, because dry cleaning is the safest method, meaning least likely to cause shrinking, brands default to it for everything. They put it on cotton. They put it on polyester. They put it on denim. I have seen $500 polyester dresses, essentially plastic, labeled dry clean only. Plastic is waterproof. You could wash that dress with a garden hose and it would be fine. But the brand doesn't trust you, so they tell you to chemically nuke it just to be safe. But there is a darker side to this. Sometimes the clothes really can't be washed, and this reveals the hidden decline in luxury quality. In the past, luxury meant better. A luxury coat was made of thick, tightly woven wool that could survive a rainstorm. A luxury silk blouse was heavy and substantial. Today, luxury often means fragile. Brands are using cheaper, looser weaves to save on material costs. They are using short staple cottons that pill and fuzz if you look at them wrong. But the biggest culprit is mixed media. Have you ever bought a jacket that is mostly wool, but has a weird fake leather trim on the pocket? Or a silk shirt with heavy metal beads sewn onto the collar? Or a sweater with a contrasting color block? These are nightmares for cleaning. If you wash the jacket, the wool shrinks, but the fake leather doesn't. Result: puckering and distortion. If you wash the shirt, the heavy metal beads tear the wet, delicate silk. If you wash the sweater, the red stripe bleeds dye onto the white stripe because they didn't set the dye properly. These designs are fundamentally unwashable. They are designed for the runway or for the Instagram photo, but not for real life. When a designer creates a garment like this, they aren't thinking, how will the customer clean this in 6 months? They are thinking, how does this look on the hanger right now? They slap dry clean only on it because they know that water will expose the flaw in their construction. They are selling you a disposable item disguised as a durable good. And then there is the Viscose Trap. If you look at the tags of mid-range luxury brands like Reformation, Sandro, Meiji, or even high-end designers, you will see a fabric called Viscose or Rayon. Viscose is a semi-synthetic fiber made from wood pulp. It feels lovely. It's soft. It drapes like silk. And it's breathable. It feels expensive. But viscose has a fatal flaw. It is terrifyingly weak when wet. When you get a cotton shirt wet, it actually gets stronger. When you get a viscose shirt wet, it loses 50% of its strength. If you agitate it in a washing machine, the fibers snap. But worse, viscose has a chemical memory. When it dries, it likes to shrink and distort. A viscose dress can shrink 2 whole sizes in a cold wash. Brands love viscose because it is cheap. It mimics silk, but costs a fraction of the price. But they know it is a ticking time bomb in the laundry, so they tag it dry clean only. You are paying $300 for a dress made of wood pulp that you have to pay $20 to clean every time you wear it. If you wear that dress once a month for 2 years, you have paid $480 in cleaning fees. The cleaning costs more than the dress. This is the subscription model of fashion. So, is there a conspiracy? Are the dry cleaners paying the fashion brands? No, it's simpler than that. It's laziness. Testing costs money. To legally put machine wash on a label, a brand has to run durability tests. They have to wash the prototype 5, 10, 20 times. They have to measure the shrinkage. They have to test for color fastness. If they just put dry clean only, they can skip a lot of that testing. It speeds up the supply chain. In the world of fast fashion and rapid trend cycles, nobody has time to wash a shirt 10 times to see if it survives. They just ship it and let you deal with the consequences. But here is the secret that the industry doesn't want you to know. You can wash almost everything. I am going to tell you something that might terrify you, but will save you thousands of dollars over your lifetime. 90% of the clothes in your closet labeled dry clean only can be washed in water. Wool? Washable. Silk? Washable. Cashmere? Better in water than in chemicals. Think about it. Cashmere comes from a goat. Goats live outside. They stand in the rain. They do not dissolve. The fiber is designed by nature to handle water. In fact, dry cleaning is bad for natural fibers. The harsh chemical solvents strip the natural oils, lanolin, out of wool and cashmere. Over time, dry cleaning makes your expensive sweaters brittle, dull, and prone to holes. If you gently hand wash a cashmere sweater in cool water with a little bit of wool shampoo, it comes out softer, fluffier, and lasts longer. You are actually extending the life of the garment by ignoring the tag. The same goes for silk. Silk is a protein fiber, like hair. Would you dry clean your hair with gasoline? No. You wash it with gentle shampoo. Most silk can be hand-washed. It might lose a tiny bit of sheen or get a crinkled texture, which you can iron out. But it is perfectly cleanable. The dry clean only lie has made us afraid of our own clothes. It has disconnected us from the process of caring for them. In the past, taking care of clothes was a skill. You knew how to brush a wool suit. You knew how to starch a collar. You knew how to mend a hem. Today, we view clothing maintenance as a chore to be outsourced. We dump a bag on a counter and swipe a credit card. This disconnect works perfectly for the brands. If you don't understand garment construction, you won't realize when an item is poorly made. You will naturally assume that you made the mistake. But let's look at the reality. When your shirt shrinks, it isn't because you are bad at laundry. It is because the brand failed to pre-shrink the fabric at the factory. When the buttons fall off, it isn't because the washing machine was too rough. It is because they didn't use a lock stitch to secure them properly. And when the side seam twists around to your stomach after one wash, that is not an accident. That happens because the brand intentionally cut the fabric off grain to save money on yardage. By forcing you to use a dry cleaner, they are ensuring you never find out about these manufacturing defects. So, how do you opt out of this system? How do you stop buying clothes that are destined to fall apart? Rule number 1. Check the tag before you buy. Do not buy dry clean only items unless it is a structured suit, a heavy coat, or an intricate evening gown. If a t-shirt, a blouse, or a pair of casual trousers says dry clean only, put it back on the rack. The brand is telling you, to your face, this item is fragile and cheap. Believe them. Rule number 2. Avoid Viscose/Rayon. Look for natural fibers. Cotton, linen, wool, hemp. These fibers love water. They get softer with age. A linen shirt looks better after its 100th wash than its first. It develops character. Viscose develops holes. Rule number 3. Learn to hand wash. It takes 5 minutes. Fill a sink with cool water. Add a drop of delicate detergent. Swish the item around. Let it soak for 10 minutes. Rinse it. Roll it in a towel to squeeze the water out. Lay it flat to dry. You have just saved $15 and saved your garment from a chemical bath. Rule number 4. The smell test. This sounds weird, but do it. When you are buying cheap cashmere or wool, smell it. If it smells like chemicals or oil, it still has processing residue on it. It hasn't been washed properly at the factory. This is a sign that it might shrink or warp the second it touches water. Rule number 5. Look for machine washable wool. Technology has advanced. There are treated wools, often called superwash, that can go in the machine. If a brand takes the time to source these materials, it means they care about the user experience. They are designing for your life, not just for the store shelf. There is a movement happening right now called slow fashion. It isn't just about buying less. It's about buying better. It's about returning to clothes that serve us, rather than us serving them. A luxury item should be robust. It should be able to handle your life. If you have to treat a shirt like a museum piece, it isn't a luxury. It's a burden. The next time you see that dry clean only tag on a polyester blouse or a cotton shirt, recognize it for what it is. It is a warning label. It is a confession. The brand is admitting that they cut corners, that they used unstable materials, and that they don't trust their own product to survive a simple encounter with water. Don't buy the lie, and definitely don't buy the subscription. Your clothes should work for you. You shouldn't have to work for your clothes. Cleanliness shouldn't be a luxury service. It should be a basic right of owning a garment. Wash your wool. Soak your silk. And if it shrinks, don't blame yourself. Blame the billionaire brand that sold you a disposable napkin and told you it was a shirt.